Okay, give me a moment as we try and reestablish this link with Kamlesh Sutar. But Durga Jasraj, I think we have the link back. And ma'am, you were mentioning that this very clearly is a sign that divinity was amongst us.
I don't know what you're asking right now. Maybe the line is not too clear. But what I really want to say is the fact that the bond my father, Pandit Jasraj and Didi shared was of mutual respect and admiration of another level. One thing that Bapuji, my father, Pandit Jasraj said is that अगर इस दुनिया में, इस planet पे अगर किसी ने बताया है कि सुर क्या है, लोगों को बताया है कि सुर क्या है, the credit should go to only one person in the whole universe, and that is Lata Mangeshkar ji. And this is, I think, so true. If we know who is, who's singing well or who's playing well, the criteria will always remain what Didi has done in her lifetime and beyond. And she just came here to show us what God would look like, a goddess would look like, because she really is something that I will probably live with her in my soul for rest of my life. And I'm sure that the coming generations would also experience the divinity, the miracle, the magic that Lata Mangeshkar will always be known for, and something that is absolutely a criteria and a benchmark which is unparalleled and probably never be reached again.
Tell us about your interactions with her, because you've had several. What was she like in person? What was she like to interact with? And you've heard her sing in person also. We've just heard her music either in concerts or in films. But tell us more about Lata ji.
I because of my grandmother's house being just opposite hers, and I have spent a lot of time in her house as a child. She was a fantastic photographer. She had great passion for photography. She, in her, when she, until recently, she would always have a camera next to her. She would click the moments that she felt like. She didn't need to know the person whom she was clicking. She was extremely good photographer. Secondly, she was passionate about cricket a lot. She loved the game so much so that in London she actually had there was a time that I was also in London and she also was in London, and she had her house which is overlooking the Lords, and that was so awesome, because she always carried her passion and love for things on her sleeve. She lived a life of a queen size, and she always wanted to have people with great humor. She could sit and yap with them, talk to them for long, because she wanted to. She used to narrate jokes and how, and she would ask you also कि तुमने कोई नया joke सुना? And she would invariably talk to me in Marathi or Hindi, and she had many aspects to her life which are infinite, exactly like her music. And sometimes if I did something really well, she would actually she sent me gifts like saris, or if I admired her one of her saris, within some few days I would get that sari as a gift, or a salwar kurta just as a blessing, because I did something really well that day. And she would call and say, come and meet me. And so there are so many things. There's so much of love. There was so much abundance of love she had, and there was so much of blessings coming from her that and like I said, last night I was with her in the hospital. I just feel like she just wanted to bless me, and she gave me darshan. And I can only count my blessings, and I have such innumerable good memories. I've seen her in the recording studios, in Rajkamal Studios. That's my grandfather, V. Shantaram Studios, for so many films.
Yes.
So many recordings I've seen her do live, which it's impossible to be so technically perfect, musically so rich, and be just at the top of the game and so high up that it's impossible for the rest of them to even catch up.
Oh, absolutely. Stay with me for a moment as we take our viewers through this journey, her last journey, as her mortal remains are taken in a military vehicle with thousands, and I accompanying her. I have Paras Dhama, my colleague, joining me. He's a part of the media team that is traveling along, and Paras, are people from all walks of life joining this last journey of Lata Mangeshkar? You've had a chance to interact with some of them?
Gaurav, just see these visuals, how immensely people had loved Lata Didi. Look at these visuals. All form of people are here, all categories people are here. You can see that people are carrying boards in their hand and they are just going through this last journey of Lata Mangeshkar. Look at this massive thing, massive people are over here. They just want to see Lata Mangeshkar for the last time, as from now they will not able to see or not able to hear the melodious voice that Lata Didi had. So now the journey has begun, the last journey has begun, and people are following the truck, the van in which the mortal has been kept, and now the journey has started and it will end at the Dadar Shivaji Park, where the last ride will be performed. And look at this massive crowd. People are just running behind the truck because they just want to see Lata Didi for the last time. Gaurav, over to you.
Oh, absolutely. People just want to be a part of that last journey. Lata Didi, Amar Rahe. We can hear some of those chants even here. I want to bring in Kamlesh Sutar. Kamlesh, Durga Jasraj was just telling us about one side of Lata Mangeshkar, a thorough professional, an avid photographer, someone who loved laughter, humor. There was another side of Lata Mangeshkar. She was fiercely patriotic. She was fiercely proud of being Indian and voiced her opinion without fear or favor, Kamlesh.
Well, indeed, and Gaurav, if you allow me, I would also like to add to what Durga Jasraj was telling us about Lata Mangeshkar's love for photography and her love for cricket. In fact, I remember I've seen several cricket matches as a child when I've seen Lata Mangeshkar present at the pavilion at Wankhede Stadium. She used to attend those matches and she was an avid cricket fan. Right from Sunil Gavaskar to Sachin Tendulkar to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. She has, had cordial relationship with everybody and has always praised their work. There are two things that I would like to specifically mention here, Gaurav. One about her love for photography, which Durga Jasraj was mentioning. Lata Mangeshkar she had a great love for photography. In fact, I came to know about this through one of the greatest photographers in country, Gautam Rajabhaksa, who told me about her love for photography once. I remember, and one of her cameras lately was gifted to her by Mohan Wagh. Mohan Wagh, who is one of the known producers of Marathi plays, Marathi films, and he's also incidentally the father-in-law of Raj Thackeray. He had gifted a photo camera to Lata Mangeshkar, and she used to click a lot of pictures and used to carry the camera wherever she went, be her outdoor tour or wherever she went on holidays. So that was one of her passions, apart from singing, of course, of what she devoted her life. And cricket, of course, that I mentioned. One incident I remember when, as a student, I was in Pune and I attended a program where Sunil Gavaskar was one of the guests, and he had mentioned about an incident which I would specifically like to mention, Gaurav, here. It was 1982 when the Indian team was on tour to Pakistan, and there was a dinner in Lahore for the Indian cricket team, and Sunil Gavaskar saw a lady, a celebrity, a lady who walked inside the dinner party, and everybody was greeting her, and Sunil Gavaskar came to know that she might be, so he thought that she might be some big celebrity or so. One of the players of Pakistan team brought her and introduced her to Sunil Gavaskar, saying that you must be knowing him. This is Sunil Gavaskar. And Sunil Gavaskar said that that lady who was present there, who came as celebrity, she said, no, well, I don't know him. I only know Imran Khan and Zahir Abbas. Sunil Gavaskar came to know by then who was that celebrity, and then that person, the Pakistani cricketer, who asked her, do you know who she is? She is Mallika Tarannum Noor Jahan. And Sunil Gavaskar replied, well, we don't know anyone else than Lata Mangeshkar. Well, that was what the love of, the love for Lata Mangeshkar that people in India had.
Yes.
Sunil Gavaskar was obviously great fan of Lata Mangeshkar and her music. Sachin Tendulkar, as I mentioned, when Sachin Tendulkar made his debut into international cricket, he was once invited for a dinner at Lata Mangeshkar's place, and he had fondly shared those memories. And then the Tendulkar family and Mangeshkar family obviously had a great cordial relationship. And as you also mentioned, she was fiercely patriotic. Her songs, apart from the Bollywood songs that she has sung, the patriotic songs sung by Lata Mangeshkar obviously remain the highlight of every Independence Day, Gaurav, or any Republic Day that we have been attending as school children. Those songs still, playing right now at the back of our minds, be it "Ye Mere Watan Ke Logo" or any other patriotic song that she has. And she has also she has expressed her political opinions and has maintained, having said that, she has maintained her political equations with everyone, from the Gandhi family, from Pandit Nehru to Indira Gandhi to Atal Bihari Vajpayee to Balasaheb Thackeray to Narendra Modi of today's era. So that is how the magic has been. Nobody ever had any objections to her political views, and they loved her for the sheer magic of music that she had, and the sheer love, the sheer magic that Lata Mangeshkar has spread for generations over generations, not one, two, but like 7, 8 generations, and equally, Gaurav,
Yes.
a life that has been full of hardship, and then rising to such a glory today.
Oh, absolutely. And look at these images, these are images of the common man in our country. And this is how, and I'll get Durga Jasraj also to talk about this in just a moment. The common man of our country instantly connected with her music. She touched everyone's lives, and that is why you see so many people, Durga Jasraj, they are accompanying her mortal remains for her last rites, ma'am. Durga Jasraj, can you hear me?
Ji,
Ji,
can you hear?
I was just telling you
Yeah.
about how thousands and thousands of people are accompanying her last rites, her mortal remains for her last rites, and this is because she touched all of our lives in so many different ways, through different milestones, whether it was our childhood, through loris, or through the romantic phase, or her bhajans, or her romantic songs, patriotic songs. She touched every Indian's life, ma'am.
She has touched people across the world. So the most important part for thing which I feel is the fact that the sun will never, because the fact is that her music, her voice, her expanse of the career, and the kind of versatility, the languages was never a barrier. So she actually belonged to each and every human being on this planet, and I'm sure she has impacted the nature as well. I'm sure the trees, birds, and the even the breeze and the soil feels richer with her contribution. That's how deeply she has penetrated on this planet and to the universe, and I'm sure she's always even pleased the gods. I'm not at all surprised by the thousands of people is a small number. I would think zillions of people are just either reaching out to her through their love, or in many different ways, through social media, or being physically there, or praying for her. Actually not surprised. I mean, the
Oh,
kind of love
absolutely.
she's been able to give to people, and for so many decades. It's not easy time. It's not a small career. It's such a long career, and at what level of excellence and what level of dedication and hard work, along with a very divine talent. But it's an unreal. She's beyond human. She came for us to know what gods are made of.
Oh,
She's an
absolutely.
avatar. I'm not.
Ma Saraswati ka avatar, you say that, Durga Jasraj, and just a short while back, Anup Jalota seemed to indicate that she was an incarnation of Goddess Saraswati in our lives. Stay with me for a moment. India Today's consultant editor Rajdeep Sardesai, just a short while back, spoke to lyricist Gulzar. Let's listen in.
Just wanted to ask you, Gulzar Saab, you along with R.D. Burman's magical music, the lyrics of Anand Bakshi, and the voice of Lata Mangeshkar, amazing music over the years, films like Andhi. Is there any song that for you typifies Lata Mangeshkar? आपकी favorite अगर मैं कोई गाना है ऐसा जो आप हमेशा लता मंगेशकर से साथ जोड़ते हैं?
जी हाँ, मैं गाना तो एक नहीं है, और वो हर गाने की इंटरप्रिटेशन वो बदलती रहती है. आई रिमेम्बर जिस वक्त एक गाना उन गा रही थी जो लिखा था, तो ये कि नाम गुम जाएगा, चेहरा ये बदल जाएगा, मेरी आवाज की पहचान है अगर याद रहे. तो मैंने कहा था, मैं दीदम बुलाता था उन्हें, तो मैं कहा दीदम ये आपके ऑटोग्राफ के लिए है, जब भी लिखें ये लिख दीजिएगा कि मेरी आवाज की पहचान है अगर याद रहे. एंड इट्स देयर टुडे फॉर सेंचुरीज टू कम. ये आवाज बहुत बड़ी आवाज है, ये सदी की आवाज है जो खामोश हो गई है. आएगा आने वाला
जी.
बताओ उसकी इंटरप्रिटेशन किस तरह से हो गई. मेरे वतन के लोगों, याद करो उनकी, वो मुझे लाइन सही दिमाग में नहीं आ रही. मेरे वतन के लोगों, उन लोगों में वो खुद शामिल हो गई हैं जिन्हें याद करना पड़ेगा, हर बार आंसुओं के साथ याद करना पड़ेगा. बड़ा मुश्किल है.
उसके साथ जब प्यार किया तो डरना क्या, इन्हीं लोगों ने फ्रॉम पाकीज़ा. पर उनकी आवाज की जादू क्या थी गुलजार साहब? उनकी आवाज की जादू क्या थी? क्या था उनमें जो दूसरों में नहीं था?
राजदीप, मैं इसको अच्छा, मैं अगर डिस्क्राइब करने की कोशिश करूं तो मेरा ख्याल है जितने एडजेक्टिव्स पॉसिबल हैं किसी एक जबान में, वो सारे उनके साथ इस्तेमाल हो चुके थे. और मैंने एक बार एक फंक्शन में भी जब उनको ऑनर किया जा रहा था, तो मैंने कहा था हम सिर्फ इतना ही कह सकते हैं लता जी बहुत अच्छा गाती हैं, क्योंकि कोई एडजेक्टिव नहीं बचा दुनिया का जो ना इस्तेमाल हुआ उनके लिए. That was the most simple thing. मतलब उन जैसा आवाज ही आता, इतना ही कह सकते हैं आप. और क्या कहेंगे आप? उन जैसी दूसरी आवाज नहीं
जी. जब आप
यही कहेंगे,
जब आप वो गाने लिखते थे, तो क्या आपके मन में था कि लता जी उसे स्क्रीन पर कैसे, उनकी आवाज से कैसे लोगों के सामने, was she someone who in a way took your lyrics or the music of an RD or a music of an SD simply to another level, that she had that ability to just take whatever you wrote or whatever was composed to another level? That was her genius.
मैं कुछ एक मिसालें दे सकता हूँ.
जी
जी, मैं एक ही मिसाल दे सकता हूँ जो लता जी की अपने अल्फाज में, लता जी के अपने अल्फाज में है. She had once said, I wish I could give a playback to Dilip Kumar. I mean, ये, that ख्वाहिश of that enthusiasm, that desire of creativity in लता जी, कि काश मैं किसी दिन दिलीप साहब के लिए दे सकती हूँ. I think it was one of the finest expressions which I heard from her. कि उन्होंने एक बार कहा था, मुझे याद है इस तरह से. और ये भी हम कहा करते थे, जैसे अगर आपको याद हो कि हमने देखी है उन आंखों की महकती खुशबू, तो ये एक मेल एक्सप्रेशन है जो किसी लड़की के लिए, किसी महबूबा के लिए कहा जा सकता है. लेकिन हेमंता, उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं, तो लता जी गाएंगे, वो ही गाएंगे. जब डायरेक्टर से बात हुई थी अशीत सेन, तो उन्होंने कहा था हम सिचुएशन बदल देंगे. वो गाना मेल एक्सप्रेशन है इन एप्रिसिएशन ऑफ अ फीमेल, लेकिन लता जी ने गाया है. एंड आई हैड सेड लता जी कैन चेंज द जेंडर ऑफ अ सॉन्ग. ये बात सिर्फ उन्हीं में थी.
वाह,
ये सिर्फ वो ही कर सकती थी.
गुलजार साहब,
मैं जी
गुलजार साहब, मैं आखिर में आपसे पूछूंगा you know, we know Lata Mangeshkar, the singer. You knew Lata Mangeshkar, the person. What was it about her person? Any memories that stand out for you beyond just a singer?
She was not a good producer because she was too generous a person. उन्होंने एक फिल्म बनाई थी which I directed, that was Lekin, and I always said कि you're too generous a producer actually. आप बहुत ज्यादा खर्चा करती हैं, सबके लिए गिफ्ट लेकर आया करती थी सेट पे. तो एक दफा जब सेट पे आई तो सबके लिए गिफ्ट लेकर आई थी, तमाम टेक्नीशियंस के लिए. I'm too generous a person. उन्हें मालूम था कि मैं बुद्धा के स्टैचू, बुद्धा के स्कल्पचर जमा करता हूँ, स्पेशली हेड के. उनके दिए हुए कुछ 4-5 बुद्धा के छोटे छोटे खूबसूरत स्टोन्स में, प्रेशियस स्टोन में भी वो उन्होंने मेरे लिए भेजे थे. लास्ट वन विच शी सेंट मी अगेन अ बुद्धा, गौतम बुद्ध वो स्कल्पचर, दैट वाज अबाउट I think about 6 months back. She sent me कहीं से, कहने लगी ये मैं, उन्होंने फोन भी किया था और कहा मैं जानती थी इसे कहाँ जाना चाहिए और मैं आप वहाँ को भेज जाएंगे. I'm just a very generous person, very friendly person. अच्छा, कोई छोटा बड़ा नहीं है उनके सामने.
So, you know, that was what Lata Mangeshkar was all about. A very generous person, very large-hearted person, very warm-hearted. Kamlesh, this is how Gulzar Sahab remembers Lata Mangeshkar, but this is actually how Mumbai and our country remembers Lata Mangeshkar. Very, very large-hearted and very vocal when it came to voicing her opinion, especially on issues perhaps of national security and politics of our times, Kamlesh.
Well, indeed, and she was a person who was not just loved by everyone, but was also respected by one and all. The spell of her music was such that no one would ever like to disagree with whatever she said. In fact, I remember one controversy that surrounded the Pedder Road flyover that was to be erected right in front of her house, and then we had Lata Mangeshkar and Asha Bhosle expressing their opposition to the flyover being constructed. In fact, even then we had some people criticizing, but even after that, no one would go against Lata Mangeshkar's statement. And in fact, that Pedder Road flyover still remains on paper. It hasn't been constructed as well, but she had expressed her opinions, and then some people had even gone on to criticize her. But the political fraternities, so as to say, had never fallen below the line of dignity to criticize Lata Mangeshkar. That was the kind of respect that she commanded. Not just music, politics, as I said, the social field, where she had her presence from working with from the era of Dev, Raj and Dilip, the era that was more in the black and white, and we were not even born, Gaurav, Dilip Kumar, Raj Kapoor and Devan, and from that era to the era of Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and even Hrithik Roshan, she had, given her playback to from the likes of Madhubala to the the Kareena Kapoor of today. So a career that is spanning so many decades, and that too equally mesmerizing. That is what makes Lata Mangeshkar a great. And as we were talking, about her love for cricket, in the cricket analogy, we had Sachin Tendulkar coming in after Sunil Gavaskar. In every field, we had some replacement, so as we say, coming in, but there has been no replacement to Lata Mangeshkar's magical voice in so many years that her career span. No one can replace her golden voice. No one can replace the great Lata Mangeshkar, and that is why Lata Mangeshkar remains the great Lata Mangeshkar, and that is why the sea of people that we see here, they have come to pay their last respect, saying, shouting slogans of Lata Mangeshkar, Amar Rahe, and Jab Tak Suraj Chand Rahega. And it is just not the metaphorical Suraj Chand Rahega. Whenever the history of music will be written, not just India, but globally, whenever the history of music will be written, it would not be complete without the mention of the magic called Lata Mangeshkar. Gaurav?
Absolutely. And, look at what the Guinness Book of World Records said about her. She's been listed as the most recorded artist in history with not less than 25,000 solo, duet and chorus-backed songs, and that was just between 1948 and 1974. She continued to sing till 2021. Incidentally, her last song was also a Gulzar number. So I want to understand from you, you know, she started singing in the 1940s. She rose to stardom. 1942, recorded her first song at 13. So she must have sung more than 30,000 songs from Madhubala to Madhuri Dixit and beyond, Kamlesh.
Well, indeed, indeed, from Madhubala, the first song that, made her headlines. In fact, that was not the first song that she recorded, but that was the first song that brought her into limelight, the song for Mahal Aayega Aane Wala. And look at the conviction that she sang with Gaurav. The way she sang any Bhakti Geet or any Abhang, so that we call in Marathi, Aaj Soniya Tha Dinu by Sant Gyaneshwar. That song, or be it a cabaret number like Aa Jaane Ja or Mera Naam Chinchu, she sings that with equal ease and equal grace. That is what Lata Mangeshkar for us. The way she sang for Tanuja, similarly she sang for her daughter Kajol. For Kajol, a singer where we, in the history of music, we would have had a rare example like this, to have given playback to the mother and the daughter as well. For 3 generations of Raj Kapoor, she has been the voice of the leading lady. Such an amazing journey, such an amazing contribution to Indian music, Indian film industry. That is what Lata Mangeshkar is for us. Any genre that she sang in, romantic numbers, be it the devotional numbers, be it any other song, the way she sang at ease with Hemant Kumar, or she sang for S.D. Burman with equal ease, she sang for A.R. Rahman of today, or sang a duet with the Sonu Nigam of today. That is what Lata Mangeshkar, and that is what her canvas has been, so wide and so great. That is what Lata Mangeshkar has been, and that is why we see thousands and thousands of people who are gathering here, not just to give farewell or to just catch her last glimpse, but somewhere everyone knows. No one, these people, Gaurav, if you see,
Be a part of this last journey. They want a part of Lata Mangeshkar's journey. And remember, she will always remain a part of our lives. Several of our guests we've been talking to, and they've said right from childhood, where you hear the first Lori sung by Lata Mangeshkar, to the bhajans, to the romantic songs, to the patriotic songs, to the devotional songs. Lata Mangeshkar touches a part of everybody's life, has touched a part of life for 80 years, for close to 8 decades. As we move on, this is just perhaps another milestone. Is Mode Se Jaate Hain, this film, Andhi, year 1975. Paras Dhama also joins me on the broadcast. And Paras, as this truck carrying her mortal remains moves towards Shivaji Park, the number of people joining, the queues or the crowd appears to be becoming larger and larger, Paras.
Of course, Gaurav, look at the visuals. When it started, it was just hundreds in number, and now it's thousands in number. Because the love and affection that Lata Didi had got from their fans, and the love and affection that she has given to their fans, it is humongous. That's why, look at the visuals. People are just running behind the van, and they just want to see her once. Just for the last time, they want to see her. And that's why look at this huge crowd, phone in hands. They just want a single picture. They just want to see her for the last time, as she was a marvelous singer. She was an amazing singer. She was a very awesome human being, very good human being, and she has got a lot of love from her fans. So right now the situation, you can see the people are over here, and they are just running behind the truck, and they just want to click a picture. They just want to see her once. That's the only thing they want. So that's why look at this huge numbers, huge crowd that which they are running behind the truck. They just want to see her. And the thing is that in some time we will she will just go away. This is the only thing that people just need to see her once. Gaurav, over to you.
Oh, absolutely. Have you had an opportunity, Paras, to speak to some of these people? What makes them become a part of this journey and be there at Shivaji Park as Lata Mangeshkar's mortal remains are consigned to flames, Paras?